Okay, Sharon. Hey, Sharon.
Hey, Jeff.
So we're going to create a video here for the Finisar guys. So one thing that we know already is that we can take an IDX file back and forth from pads into Solidworks. What we don't know is why the traces weren't coming across. So it looks like you've been able to do something with NX.
Right. So this is the same board here. This is a screenshot. We're in Paint, but it was just a screenshot. I don't have NX on my system, so I had someone else bring that in. So using the exact same IDX file, they were able to see the traces, so we know we're in that database, but CircuitWorks doesn't seem to register that. And I can't seem to find any filters or anything that are pulling that out. So we looked at a couple different methods for getting that trace data in there. Instead of using the ECAD MCAD collaborator, there's other paths.
But we know that the trace information is in the IDX file. It's just that SolidWorks somehow is not reading it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So one method, still using the 3D interface, would be to come in here and export out a step model. And here we choose like components and metal top and bottom. That's probably all you really want for that. Maybe we can add whatever we want there. Go ahead and save those off. We've done this before, so go ahead and let it overwrite those. Okay, so that's done. And then being that they're step models, we can go directly to SolidWorks. This is the Flowtherm overlay on top of SolidWorks. We'll just go ahead and say open. And then here's those files that it output. Let's just go ahead and grab these. Top one doesn't look like it really has much, so we'll just open those three. And that'll go through and parse through that. And there's a few things that it complains about. Okay, and there's the next one.
So it's loading each step file into the files.
Yeah, they don't come all over as one, but if you had some, board data already in there, the outline, whatever, then you can just overlay this on top.
So I could just overlay those in SolidWorks. Okay, so that's one method that we could definitely bring in the traces.
Yeah. So I can let that one keep going. There's one other flow that we could go through that might be better. So instead of getting all the data separate, if we just come over here and do File, Export Out an ASCII version. So go ahead and save this. And I'm going to select everything. There's more than I need, but that's fine. I'm going to make sure this is on current units. The basic units don't really make sense to any other tool but pads. And we'll say OK. And then once that's created, we can come back here. This time we'll go back to CircuitWorks. And we'll do open here and change this to the ASCII. And then we've got in this directory that routed ASCII file. Go ahead and open that up. You can see let's close down this other one. But here you can see the traces are there. We've got the trace option up there. So we can turn those on and off. But
and that's what's one solid file?
Right. So then I could go ahead and build that model and then dump it into SolidWorks.
And dump that into SolidWorks.
Right.
Okay. So this would be a way they could take step models back and forth and bring the traces in there, and that way the mechanical guy could do his due diligence with his checking, based on that.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit more manual than using the ECAD MCAD. That'll kind of keep track of things as they go back and forth and give you notes and such. But there is a way to get that data in there. And until CircuitWorks gets updated to pull in the traces off IDX, this would be the
probably the better way to go, right? Yeah. But so I would think that if I wanted to move parts, I would use the IDX method with the collaborator. And then once my board is done routing, I would output an ASCII file and give that to the mechanical guy so that he could check to make sure the enclosure doesn't set on any traces on the outside layers.
Right. That sounds great.
Okay. That sounds good then. I will pass this on to the customer then.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, buddy.